pretty. 2 minutes? Okay, sounds good.
They don't have the cake table ready, but it's okay. I'm gonna message the bride because she wants me to message her when I arrive. Okay, so I just finished. Let me take you guys on a tour of how the outside and the inside looks of Grand Cinnamon Banquet and Convention Center. So this is my third or second time here. I don't recall, but as you can see, there is a lot of parking. And this is the outside. So let's go in. The coat check is here. This is the entrance. It's a very big area, so I guess this whole area here would be the cocktail area is, I assume. I'm not sure what's downstairs or upstairs, maybe the bridal suite, the groom's suite. So the cake table is this one in the middle. We're going to bring the cake in now. We have an issue because the table is pretty wobbly. They want it in the middle. Sorry, just a quick question. Do you have another table?
We usually have the wooden table.
Yeah, because
the decor company has one.
Okay, thank you. Excuse me. It's a bit too wobbly for the cake. I don't know if you can see. Are you sure?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, yeah, so the cake table is really wobbly. I don't want anything happening to the cake, you know? Wobbly. The venue also has a table as well, they said.
This floor problem.
Oh, it's a floor problem. Is it better?
A little later.
Yeah, it's the table. It's not the floor. He said it was the floor. That was the issue. Yeah, it's the table. I don't think they want to listen to me either, so... Yeah, see, it's slanting. It's like lifting off stress. I had to message the bride on this. Let's see. So there's no way we can change the table?
Bro, it's not the problem. No, it is the problem, because look, this is spirally, right? So even if this is still, it's the way the table is constructed. It will always flex, right? The table will always flex.
Yeah, I just wonder if you're able to switch to a different table. But it also depends on the bride and groom. You can't just switch it out.
That's not gonna do shit.
Let's see. Stressed. So right now we're waiting for another cake table. Yeah, so sometimes when another team is delayed on the cake table or doesn't have it set up, it delays my process and the cake kind of just, you know, sits out and I could be working on it, but I'm really thankful that I finished up everything at home. Yeah, because if it was one of those cakes where I have to build it, I wouldn't have enough time. On my contract as well, I state that there has to be a sturdy cake table for the cake because I don't want the cake to topple over with the table if the leg is broken or if it's really flimsy. Yeah, today this table is really flimsy and I cannot really set up my cake on it. Yeah, and if everyone else is behind, I fall behind too. So it's like a domino effect. Yeah, so now I don't know how long we have to wait for them to bring the cake table because the cake is just getting soft. There's no sense of urgency from whoever is in charge of the cake table.
A little later.
So mission success, we're able to change the cake table. Yeah, but everyone's arriving. I'm so happy the bride came. She also agreed to get another table, so I'm really happy that the bride came. I'm really happy I got to see her. I always love seeing the bride and groom on the day of. I always see the behind the scenes, but I never see like the actual day of. But yeah, now they're rushing to finish the cake table, as you can see. the bride's family. So provided cake topper.
Julia, I'm gonna go upstairs and get
Oh, okay.
Thank you so
Congratulations. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Thank you
for
so
taking care of the cake table.
Oh yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Perfect.
Bye. Now I'm just adding a lot of edible glitter. We have to move the table just right here. Like this. You know, I'm thinking we wrap it like this. See, how does that look? Let's see. I think tilted and up. What do you think? Look at the lights hitting the glitter. This is why I love putting glitter on cake, because it just sparkles so nice. Imagine with flash on, it'll be so nice. And like I said in my other video, I usually fix the tablecloth. The table is what presents the cake, so you need to make sure that the table also looks good. And that is it. Bye, have fun. Bye. And we're done. That was our wedding cake for today. That was a bit stressful because the cake table that they had was very wobbly. They say they use that cake table all the time. I think even if they did use that table for like the same cake size that I made, I'm sure when the bride and groom goes and cuts their cake, it starts wobbling. You know, it feels like very unstable, and you don't want to feel that on your wedding day, like that unstableness. You need it to be firm, especially during the cake cutting ceremony, you know. And in your videos, you don't want the cake to look like it's shaking, especially if you're having a wedding with lots of kids running around. Feel like you need to have a sturdy table because you don't know what's going to happen. And the dance floor, people will be dancing, so the floor will be shaking. So I walked up to the venue worker first because I thought it was their table, and they said that it's not their table, it's a decor company's table. So I walked up to the guy who looked like he was in charge of the decor stuff. So when I went up to him, I was like, hey, like, you know, the table is very wobbly. Do you have another cake table? I don't know, but he kind of wasn't nice about it. He just looked at me and then just walked over to the cake table, and then he started like looking at it. I'll put footage if I have any, like, you know. But yeah, basically he wasn't like too nice about it, and he blamed the floor, that it's the floor that's making the table wobbly. But clearly in the video, clearly it's not the floor that's wobbly. Even if the floor is not even, the table was still wobbly. It was a very wobbly, unstable table. So then after, he put a really big piece of cardboard and he just wedged it under the table, and it just didn't look nice. Like there was no care or thought into it, and he just wedged it and then walked away. After that, like, I went over to the table after he wedged it, and I tried moving the table again to see if it's stable, and it's still wobbly. So it's not the floor problem, it's like their table. I noticed that on the table, one of like the wires was missing, so that could be one reason also that it's unstable. And it still felt the same. It still felt like the same wobbliness. So the cardboard didn't do anything except for make the table look ugly. And then after that, I was done talking to him because he didn't care for how the wedding day is going to play out if anything happens. Like there was no sense of like urgency or care. So my husband went to talk to him after a long talk. Then they agreed to bring another cake table. So I'm just waiting. I'm thinking it's going to take 10 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. Okay, but now it's like 30 minutes. So I'm telling my husband we might have to just use this table, this wobbly one, because I don't know how long he's going to take to grab a new table So my husband went to talk to him and was like, hey, like, you know, how long?
He's like, it's coming.
When you asked for the time, that's what he said?
And I was like, you want me to go to, I'll go into the truck and grab it. Like, I can help. He's like, no, it's coming. I'm like, clearly that means that they actually went back out to their warehouse, which now we know was an hour round trip.
They went back to their warehouse without telling us what the ETA is. And my husband asked for an ETA. He just like ignored him. I hardly come by disrespectful vendors. So today was... yeah, I texted the bride about the table to give her a little warning about like the wobbly cake table because it was just taking way too long for the sturdy cake table. I didn't know if I had to wait another 30 minutes, another 15 minutes. Like, we don't have time. After us just waiting like 30 minutes for the sturdier cake table, and it still didn't come out, and we just see the vendor just eating and talking on his phone. So the bride comes. It was so nice seeing her. She looks so beautiful, and she said she saw my message. She came down to see how the cake is going and everything. So the owner of the company was on the phone. I'm just explaining, like, you see it's going to be wobbly when you're cutting the cake because there's pressure when you're cutting the cake, or when people are dancing, there's going to be a lot of movement, like kids. Like, it's just not sturdy, and the cake is really heavy. And we explained everything, and she agrees as well. Like, she agreed right off the bat. She wants to change the table. But the owner of the decor company was also telling all of us, we use this table all the time, it'll be okay, like, you know, saying all those things. And I'm like, no, I don't think we should use the table. I've done cakes for so long, and wedding cakes. My husband too, he comes with me on all these trips, and even he agreed. So we just kept enforcing that it's really wobbly, we really don't suggest it. And then we also told the bride that we don't have to depend on the decor company's table because the venue has like a sturdy table. And the bride was like, okay, I'm gonna ask them for a table. And she did, and they brought it out so fast. So kudos to Cinnamon Banquet Hall for being so accommodating last minute and bringing it out so fast. And they were very, very, very nice about it. As we're leaving, the decor van pulls up. So we would have had to wait so long, and they already have family rolling into the banquet hall. And like, what if that table's also not sturdy? If we didn't come earlier, or if I don't set my time as early into my contracts, then it would have been bad when people are rolling in as we're still setting up the cake. When I first started doing wedding cakes, I used to set up the cake while guests were there because it's kind of like theatrical at the same time when people see me build the cake there. As I grew in my business and doing wedding cakes, I just don't think that's me anymore. Anyways, the bride came to the rescue. So without her, I don't think they would have listened because we did try our best to talk to them.
Some people work differently. This might be their norm. So in their defense, they may not know what's going on.
I will say we were very persistent on changing the table, so we would have probably been the non-respectful vendors too in their eyes, so I could see that. So in their defense, we were really annoying because we kept pushing for a better table. As a wedding cake vendor, I will try my best to fight for a very sturdy cake table for you. I want to try my best to make it as stress-free for you. So please make sure, guys, for your wedding, have a really nice, sturdy cake table. It helps you, it helps your cake vendor. I'm just happy that I got to meet the bride and she really liked the cake, so I'm really happy about that. She looks so beautiful. And we're done with the cake. The cake, we did our job. So moral of the story, please have a nice, sturdy cake table for your wedding day.